What makes a metal band influential? Is it their ability to shape a genre, or their sheer impact on generations of musicians? Let's find out as we dive into the 20 most influential metal bands of all time. Starting with number 20, let's go. Number 20, Suicide Silence. Kicking off the list is Suicide Silence at number 20. As the face of deathcore, they brought brutal breakdowns and gut-wrenching vocals to a new generation. Their debut album, The Cleansing, helped define deathcore as we know it, proving that metal's brutality could still evolve. Number 19, Deu Borar. At number 19, we have Deu Borar, known for their symphonic black metal. These Norwegian legends blended orchestration with extreme metal, creating epic, gothic soundscapes. Albums like Enthroned Darkness Triumphant made black metal more accessible while keeping it hauntingly powerful. From symphonic darkness, let's shift to a band that brought melody and aggression together in a way no one expected. Number 18, Killswitch Engage. At number 18, it's Killswitch Engage, the band that redefined metalcore. With albums like Alive or Just Breathing, they blended crushing breakdowns with emotional, melodic hooks, creating a blueprint that modern metalcore still follows to this day. Bands like Parkway Drive owe a huge debt to these guys. Speaking of crushing heaviness, our next band turned brutality into an art form. Number 17, Cannibal Corpse. At number 17 is Cannibal Corpse, the undisputed kings of brutal death metal. Their graphic album art and intense lyrics sparked controversy, but they've also set the standard for technicality and heaviness in extreme metal. If you've ever banged your head to Hammer Smash Face, you know exactly what I mean. Now let's skip back in time to a band whose influence shaped one of the biggest movements in metal history. Number 16, Diamond Head. At number 16, it's Diamond Head. Their classic track, Am I Evil, is a thrash metal anthem and directly inspired Metallica, Megadeth, and so many others. Without Diamond Head, the entire thrash metal movement might not exist. They may not be as heavy as others on this list, but their impact is monumental. That's it for 20 through 16, but we're just getting started. Coming up next, we'll talk about the bands that defined entire subgenres of metal. Who's next on the list? Stick around to find out. Number 15, Meshuggah. At number 15, it's Meshuggah. These Swedish legends didn't just play metal, they rewrote its rhythm. Known for their complex polyrhythms and down-tuned brutality, they're the godfathers of djent and an endless source of inspiration for modern progressive and technical metal bands. No one grooves like Meshuggah, and no one dares try to copy them. Number 14, At the Gates. At number 14, we have At the Gates. These guys practically invented melodic death metal with their masterpiece, Slaughter of the Soul. Their Gothenburg sound is the backbone of modern metalcore and melodic death metal, influencing everyone from In Flames to Killswitch Engage. But while At the Gates brought melody to death metal, our next band took raw speed and chaos to a whole new level. Number 13, Napalm Death. At number 13, it's Napalm Death. These pioneers took punk and metal to their extremes, inventing grindcore with their debut album Scum. Their lightning-fast, chaotic sound influenced everything from death metal to hardcore punk. And who can forget You Suffer, the world's shortest song? These guys aren't just a band, they're a movement. And while Napalm Death focused on raw speed, our next band proved that brutality could also have depth and precision. Number 12, Carcass. At number 12, it's Carcass. Starting as grindcore trailblazers, they transitioned into melodic death metal with Heartwork, inspiring bands across the extreme metal spectrum. They perfected both gore-filled chaos and beautiful melodies, making them one of metal's most versatile innovators. But while Carcass mastered melody and gore, our next band took metal to its darkest, rawest roots. Number 11. Venom. Just missing the top 10 is Venom at number 11. Their raw sound and dark themes practically gave birth to black metal as a genre. Without albums like Black Metal and Welcome to Hell, the entire extreme metal scene wouldn't exist. They were fast, chaotic, and rebellious, a blueprint for extreme metal to come. Alright, now we've reached the heavy hitters. The top 10 bands didn't just influence metal, they are metal. They defined genres, sold out arenas, and inspired millions of musicians worldwide. So who's in the top 10? Stick around and find out. Number 10. Death. Kicking off the top 10 is Death. Led by the late, great Chuck Schuldiner, Death wasn't just a band, they were a movement. With albums like Scream Bloody Gore and Symbolic, they laid the foundation for death metal, blending technicality, aggression, and emotion like no one else. Chuck's vision paved the way for one of metal's most enduring subgenres. From death metal's originators to the band that redefined thrash and speed metal, let's move on to number 9. Number 9. Megadeth. At number 9, it's Megadeth. After leaving Metallica, Dave Mustaine created one of the most technically proficient thrash metal bands of all time. Albums like Rust in Peace and Peace Sells took thrash to new heights, with complex arrangements and politically charged lyrics. Without Megadeth, thrash metal wouldn't have the precision and bite it's known for today. But while Megadeth sharpened thrash's edges, our next band brought groove and power into the mix like no one else could. Number 8. Pantera. At number 8, we've got Pantera. In the 90s, when grunge was dominating, Pantera kept metal alive with their crushing grooves and unparalleled aggression. Dimebag Darrell's riffs, Vinnie Paul's drumming, and Phil Anselmo's stage presence made them legends. Albums like Vulgar Display of Power and Far Beyond Driven redefined what heavy could mean. Pantera didn't just play metal, they embodied it. Speaking of redefining heavy, our next band helped create one of metal's most extreme subgenres. Number 7. Slayer. At number 7, it's Slayer. Fast, brutal, and unrelenting, Slayer defined the darker side of thrash metal. Albums like Rain in Blood and Seasons in the Abyss pushed boundaries with their speed, technicality, and controversial themes. Their influence reaches far beyond thrash, shaping death, black, and extreme metal as we know it. From the kings of speed to the kings of melody, our next band brought storytelling and soaring guitar harmonies into the spotlight. Number 6. Iron Maiden. At number 6, we've got Iron Maiden. Known for their twin guitar harmonies, epic storytelling, and Bruce Dickinson's powerful vocals, Maiden helped define the new wave of British heavy metal. Albums like The Number of the Beast and Power Slave are timeless classics that inspired millions of musicians worldwide. But while Maiden brought melody to metal, our next band brought in raw, unfiltered attitude. Number 5. Korn. At number 5, it's Korn. These guys practically invented nu metal, combining crushing riffs with hip-hop inspired rhythms and raw emotional intensity. Their self-titled album and Follow the Leader reshaped metal in the 90s, making it accessible to a whole new audience. Whether you love them or not, their influence on modern metal is undeniable. Now, let's shift gears to a band that took chaos and theatrics to a whole new level. Number 4. Slipnot. At number 4, it's Slipnot. With their masks, chaotic live shows, and genre-blending sound, Slipknot became one of the most influential metal bands of the 21st century. Albums like Slipknot and Iowa took nu metal to its darkest, heaviest extremes. Slipnot isn't just a band, they're a phenomenon. Now we're down to the final 3. These are the bands that defined metal itself. But who's next? Let's find out. Number 3. Judas Priest. At number 3, it's Judas Priest. From their twin guitar attack to Rob Halford's legendary screams, Judas Priest created the blueprint for modern heavy metal. Albums like British Steel and Painkiller are timeless, and their influence is felt in everything from power metal to thrash. Simply put, they are metal gods. But while Priest built the foundation, our next band brought it to the masses. Number 2. Metallica. At number 2, it's Metallica. These thrash legends took metal to the mainstream with albums like Master of Puppets and the Black Album. Their influence spans every corner of heavy music, and their global reach is unmatched. Metallica didn't just play thrash, they turned it into an art form. Alright, here we are, the number 1 most influential metal band of all time. Who could it be? Let's find out. Number 1. Black Sabbath. And at number 1, of course, it's Black Sabbath. These guys invented heavy metal, plain and simple. From Tony Iommi's crushing riffs to Ozzy Osbourne's haunting vocals, albums like Paranoid and Master of Reality laid the foundation for everything that came after. Without Black Sabbath, none of this would exist. They're not just the most influential metal band, they're the reason we're here today. And that's the list. Did your favourite band make the list? Did I get the order right? Let me know your top 5 in the comments. And then like it if you enjoyed it. And also, let me know in the comments what lists you'd like to see me do next. Subscribe to stay tuned for more metal and guitar content, and I'll see you guys very soon.